belief about keep
I'm on the phone.
You on the phone?
Yeah.
You looking at my baby?
No, I ain't looking at him. No, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, man. Next time we come outside, don't be staring and shit like that. I don't like that.
I wasn't looking at him.
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you. Get 18% off. We out. All right, man. Deontay Wilder did an interview with one of the Sam Watson's son. I think it was Brandon Watson. Let's talk about it a little bit. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. He's a guy that you want to root for sure. You know, you hear him talk about his upbringing, and he was like, y'all got gangs in Alabama? He said, yeah. You know, they got gangs everywhere now. You know, Bloods and Crips. Remember, Tupac had the Sins. I think it was Live and Die in L.A. was a song. That was on what? Machiavelli album, but he said that it was the 25th anniversary of All Eyes on Me. I came right before that, but he said, better learn about the dress codes, the B's and C's, all them other cats, copycats. These is G. So he said everybody else that was doing Bloods and Crips was fake. That's crazy. You got, you know, people in Iowa and Alabama, and somehow, you know, I remember I was watching this documentary that come on FX. I forget what it's called. Let me pull it up. That's this documentary. If you ain't seen it, it's next day on Hulu. I forgot what it's called, man. And it had Haitian Jack and Hip Hop Uncovered, I think it's called. It's a 6-part docuseries. When I was watching the other day, it was only 2 that was released. And had a Haitian Jack, and people, you know, kind of, if you don't know Haitian Jack's story, he was the dude allegedly that had Tupac shot up in the elevator and all that stuff. They called him Nigel in the movie, but you know, like gangs is going everywhere, and he basically said that you had to go to some dangerous neighborhoods to get the best basketball and football games in, and he talked about, you know, street fighting, and he's saying basically he wasn't the guy that known to start it, but for the most part he finished it. And you know, I don't want to focus on some of the negative things he said. I kind of right now want to focus on some of the positive things that he said in his interview. And his interview was truly beautiful. He talked about a lot of things, man. Just, you know, I think we all know his father is a preacher and all of that. And he said his sister was one day listening to Rocky Boat. His daddy came in and was, I'm a Rocky Elbow. That shit was funny, man. And just a lot of the things that, you know, his background. I mean, a lot of people didn't know. He said he only had 30-something amateur fights, and he won the bronze medal. He was the only dude that medaled on that Olympic team that included Rasheed Warren and a few other guys. And you know, Wilder is truly a talented guy. Until how his brother sing and how he can sing a little bit and all this stuff. So he's a truly talented guy. And we all know a story about having to work all these jobs and drop out of college and support his daughter and, you know, all this stuff. His story is truly beautiful, to be honest. And it's a guy that I still want to root for, you know. Only problem I really had when he threw Mark Breland under the bus. And people want to act like Mark Breland isn't a black man there. Mark Breland is a black man. Mark Breland, we talk about amateurs. A lot of people consider Mark Breland the greatest amateur fighter out of the United States history. You know? So, and everybody got mad because Mark Breland defended himself. But to accuse somebody of drugging your stuff, and, you know, then the costume audio came out, and, you know, and I don't know how people truly defended his claim. Excuse me. And then he come out and say, I really not, excuse me, shit. he come out and really say, you know, I knocked Tyson Fury out, and, you know, he listed as one of his top 3 knockouts. Who did knock Tyson Fury out? Steve Cunningham had the same gripe. You don't see Steve Cunningham come around here saying, I knocked Fury out. He had the same gripe. Tyson Fury got up in the same manner. Cunningham hit him with an overhand right on his noggin. It was on NBC. It was on the real NBC, the syndicated NBC. He hit him right on his shit and put him to sleep. The referee could have waved it off for Steve Cunningham and claimed he knocked out Fury. Fury did the same thing. Like the Undertaker getting out the tombstone, the wrestler, and continue and about to wrestle. He did the same. You don't see Steve Cunningham telling kids when he go to clinics and shit or doing interviews, I really knocked out Tyson Fury. No, it wasn't a knockout. It's not a 10-second count. He was doing all of this and all that. Thought he knocked him out. Dude, it's not a 10-second count. It was called a 10-second count. If it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a 10 count. 1, 2. He need to go see Yuri Foreman fight Miguel Cotto fight. And I said this before, Yuri Foreman corner took the white towel and threw it in. Arthur McCanny took the title and threw it back out and asked Yuri Foreman if he wanted to fight. Could you imagine if that happened in the first Wilder Fury fight, where I forget the dude name who was his coach at the time. He threw the towel in and said Fury done, and Jack Reese takes the towel and said, Fury, do you want to continue? Fury said, yeah. He throw the towel back. And do you know all them knuckle draggers and them dudes that's about to bust a vein in their head will be saying, you cannot throw the towel, get out of here. It's objective to the ref. It's not a 10-second count. You got dummies, and I legitimately mean dummies, pulling out time stopwatches and saying it's a 10 count. Have you never played Fight Night? Have you, even if you ain't been watching boxing for over 10 years, 5 years, 50 years, you have never seen a ref go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's 1. You okay? 2, 3, and you ever notice on Fight Tonight, and you get on your knee, and they say, and they be like 8. You get on your knee, and you see little things where you gotta put the things where they supposed to go, and they stop counting. They say 8, and you on your knee, and you get up. You all right? Fight. That's real life. You gonna 8? I seen way worse counts than that, and that's why he never beat Tyson Fury 1, because he never came to grips. He never accepted the first fight that he lost. And his great escape was he escaped with an L. People were pulling out top, like, are you dumb? It's a 10 count, not a 10-second count. And he never accepted that loss. He never said, you know what? I gotta get better. You know what? I gotta improve on this. He never did that. And this is why he never was able to move on. This is why they say, until you forgive somebody, or until you are able to fully move past somebody, you can't move on. He can, and that's why. And he blamed Mark Breland when Karen Aioli pulled out the audio of him saying his costume too heavy. What's the old boy said it? Jay Diaz. He talked about him. Jay Diaz said it. Then he said it. Then it went from that to the gloves, which Tyson Fury gloves was flopping in the first fight. And I know somebody that told me that somebody else said they knew about the gloves flopping in the first fight. So if you felt that his gloves was flopping in the first fight and he cheated you, why fight him again? Especially when he didn't want to rematch you right away. And Al Haymon, which sent you to fight a killer, and Luis Ortiz for the second time. Stupid. So it was he look. This dude wasn't focused. He needed this to humble him. And unless he get past Tyson Fury fights, and legally I heard he lost already. At first I heard he won mediation. Then he went to arbitration and lost that. So at this point, you heard Eddie Hearn saying that, legal problems shouldn't affect Fury. Legal problem Wilder shouldn't affect the Joshua fight. It was already been settled. I heard that they might pay him $10 million. Now he could have got $32 million. But like I said before, man, he never accepted the loss, and that's the big thing I took away from the interview. He never accepted the loss. He listened to them knuckle dragging dudes telling him, "Oh, you didn't. You lost." If you had anybody to pull out a stopwatch or a time watch and say that's a 10 count, like, unsubscribe for them. They stupid as hell. Mike Tyson had, felt that they gave Buster Douglas a long count. Mike Tyson did a stand-up. They gave him a long count. He not dwelling on it. He was never able to move on from the first Fury fight because he never. And then if he cheated in the first fight and the camp knew that the gloves was fly, why we fighting him again? Come on, man. It just makes no sense, dude. And a lot of these dudes, they think they fighting a good black fight. And you just looking like a dumb nigga defending this ignorant dude. This dude is in an ignorant state of mind. He's at an ignorant state of mind. A lot of times it's not black and white. Sometimes it's just simple. It is what it is. It's not black. It's not. He lost. And if he cheated, people answer me. I got a few questions for people to answer. If they knew his gloves was floppy and that was their issue in the first fight, why fight him again? Okay. Why fight him again if his gloves was floppy in the first fight? That's the only real question I got. And then if I have another question, why did this excuse go from flappy gloves to my costume being too heavy to Mark Breland spiking my water? Like, get out of here. This dude lost. And honestly, he can't handle the truth when he's talking about, I want to fight any of the top guys that haven't fought before. And I'm thinking, like, why didn't you make the Vladimir Klitschko fight? Why didn't you fight Alexander Povetkin again? Why didn't you fight AJ when you said you had the better offer to fight AJ than Fury the second time, and you knew his gloves was flapping? Like I said before, man, I lost pretty much all my respect for Deontay Wilder. You still want to see him do good, but I remember George Foreman went off the rockers like this. People forget that in the Thrill of Manila, he fired his clothes, claimed he drugged them, claimed the ropes was too loose. And a lot of times, I forget, they say it was like 100 and some degrees out there in the jungle, and like in the morning. And my thing was, Foreman was able to have 2 careers. People knew him, and he kind of had a fight or two after the Ali fight. People knew him. He had all these excuses, but people knew him as 2 people: the young Foreman and the Foreman that came back and beat Michael Moore, and was able to recreate himself. You think let's say Deontay Wilder, I don't know how long George Foreman took off. Let's say Deontay Wilder had 4 or 5 years. Let's say he retired now. He come back at 40, 41, 42. Okay? And he don't have that time to reinvent himself. He don't have the skill George Foreman had. My thing is, Foreman did the same thing. That's what Foreman said. I only know he would go. He can't accept responsibility. And I heard that PBC months ago, that PBC wanted to put him and Ruiz, after they do tune-ups, in a ring with each other, and put it on pay-per-view. I ain't buying that shit. This dude talked down on Andy Ruiz. How can you not be focused? How can you not come in shape versus in the second Anthony Joshua? And this nigga around here chasing this woman, not hitting the bag, not jump roping, not doing miles. He ain't doing. Come on, man, hypocrite. And he claimed, he is a religious guy, and most Christians, shit, all of them is the biggest hypocrites on the planet Earth. That don't make me feel no better about Deontay Wilder that he practiced Christianity. Them is the people that fall under the Christianity umbrella. Racists, blacks, old slavery folks, anybody that fall under that umbrella is hypocrites. I remember when I first kind of, I used to go to church when I was younger. I'm gonna tell you when I first kind of started to look at the church different. I had a friend, dude. He was named Travis. So Travis had a strict mom. Travis' mom didn't trust me for whatever reason, right? I had to gain her trust, to be honest. And one day, I spent the night over there or whatever. He spent the night in my crib. We lived like less than a block away, or around a block. And we went, we started going to church and shit. He said, "You gonna start going to church?" I'm like, "Cool." My mom worked on Sunday, so one day we went to summer camp. Right, his mom was doing there was some summer camp, so we went one day. And Travis bought his PS2, right? He had NFL 2K with Terrell. This is why I always remember this like the best football game I played. And basically he left it in the room or whatever. Like it's like a little playroom they had at the bottom of the church. And somebody stole his PS2. It was a PS2, excuse me. Somebody stole his PS2 from the church. And that's when I kind of started to look at the church. So Christians are huge hypocrites. And his hypocrisy towards Andy Ruiz, you ain't in shape. Nigga, you wasn't in shape. Like, dude, you was around here breaking camp early, then leaving camp weeks early. It is what it is. Let me know what you guys think. Check the Heavyweight playlist out. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out if you have a business question, call, response, video request. All my social media links, subscription. Fast way to reach me is Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App, CJ Good 313. That's in the description. PayPal link in the description as well. Best way to donate, share the video. Appreciate the love, support. One time for the one time we gone.